I'm legally insane. And today I'm going to be showing you 5 upcoming Nintendo Switch games. We're talking rare upcoming Nintendo Switch games and hidden gems. You're gonna want to put a pair of diaper on today. I'm wearing two. I had a lot of success showing you guys unreleased Nintendo Switch games in the past that you might want to pre-order and or add to your buy list because these games sometimes they sell out real fast. Does anyone remember Fading Afternoon? That thing sold out before before it even came out. It was sold out. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. If you didn't pre-order that game, you didn't get it. I don't know. Maybe it's on Amazon now. I don't know. But VGP sold out pretty quick. They should start paying me a commission. I don't even get paid to promote these games. I'm showing you these games because a lot of my viewers are very passionate gamers. They're passionate collectors like myself. I'm very passionate. Gaming isn't just about gaming. Collecting is part of the hobby too. Game number 1, we're going to start off with a heavy hitter. This game is called Dead of Darkness, a 2D, I like my 2D games, survival horror action adventure game, originally released on the PC back in January of this year, 2025. And a physical version was just recently announced, and it's currently available for pre-order. This might be another Fading Afternoon scenario here, guys. I'm warning you in advance, okay? This game is best described as a 16-bit pixel art style Resident Evil game. Some reviewers have even referred to this game as being a Resident Evil demake, which is probably the best way to summarize it. Now, what I can tell you is that when I first saw this game, and I only just found it recently, they only just announced it for the Switch. Physical. We're talking physical. None of this digital crap. When I first saw it, it only took 6.9 seconds for me to blow my balls off. I had a gun in my hand, balls blowing off within just 6.9 seconds.
Let's burn this f***ing place to the ground.
A game like this doesn't get the AAA treatment or the hype that comes with AAA marketing like a Resident Evil remake gets, or a Silent Hill remake. This game ain't got none of that. Ain't nobody talking about this game. It's an indie game. It's a much smaller uh, team of developers and a much smaller budget. But that doesn't take away from the gameplay. That doesn't mean it's a game not worthy of your attention. Because this game could easily go under the radar. I think it has gone under the radar, and I think it will continue to go under the radar, especially for the physical versions. And this is the type of game that you're going to wake up one day and you're going to see it selling for a lot more than $54.99 Canadian, which is what it trades for right now. It is available for pre-order on VGP right now. This is usually where I get my games. $55 Canadian. They offer free shipping worldwide, no tariffs when they're shipping from the States, so you don't need to worry about nothing if you're ordering from the States. Its physical release date at present is March 13, 2026. I have ordered this game myself. I will put a screenshot of the order up to prove that I put my money where my mouth is the same way I did it with Fading Afternoon. I have high hopes for this game. I've never played it, but I have the golden touch. If I see a game and I think it looks good, it's usually good. 69% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Experience a dark and grotesque survival horror inspired by genre classics. Navigate pixel art environments in retro top-down style. See, that's the style that I like. But let's hear what the gamers that have actually played this game are saying about it, because I think it's going to go down as a cult classic. The same way Fading Afternoon is going to go down as a cult classic. I'm going to show you some reviews from Steam. I cherry picked these myself. They are in no particular order. Miguel here says, absolutely love this game. 4 hours in, and I cannot wait to blow my balls off. Oh, this guy's got a gun in his hand. I don't even need to read the rest. So I got overly excited. That's not actually what he says. He says, goes on to say, I cannot wait to see where the story goes. If you are a fan of old school Resident Evil, do yourself a favor and pick this game up. A beautiful Resident Evil D-make, if you will. Great puzzle and floor design, solid jump scares, not too many, but great timing on them. Hey, do you remember the dog jumping through the window in that first big hallway, Resident Evil? I mean, sometimes jump scares can be good and memorable when done correctly. Otherwise, jump scares can just seem cheap and not effective at what they're trying to actually get across with the horror theme. So he says, yeah, not too many of them, great timing and great story. See, I'm all about the story too. I like a good story. If you don't give me a good story, I'm not interested. That's how big story plays into the type of games that I like to play. Solid voice acting and just all around a really great game from a solo developer. Oh, solo developer. I did not know that. Dr. Doug says, glad I bought and played this. I played the demo, but for some reason it didn't really work for me. The full game, however, it hooked me. It hooked me like John Bunday's mother hooked me. That lady is like crack cocaine. She got a lot of good deals going on. You go visit her Friday night. Oh, you're going to be in for a time, buddy. Bring $10 with you. You'll thank me later. I do think your character moves too slowly. But really, that is about it for my complaints. Storyline is interesting. The game has excellent voice acting considering it's a pixel game. Hopeful for a sequel or continuation of this. And there is a lot of possibilities of where the story could go. I have seen a couple of people mention that they would like to have a sequel, so I have no doubt that this is going to turn into a trilogy. May says, what an absolute banger! Story is excellent, environments are on point, puzzles are great, map is excellent. Sometimes they mess up on the map. You got to remember that. Some of those Metroidvanias, they mess up on having a proper map work. Pixel art is great. Music fits so well. I'm a big fan of the music, so that's music to my ears to be able to hear that. Monster variety is good. The game may be pixel art, but it's still spooky. Hey, who remembers Faith the Unholy Trinity? That's got Atari graphics, and that game is spooky as hell. That's legit horror. That's horror done right. When is the sequel? Question mark. There's another guy looking for a sequel. Lil Ricky, $2. I don't know what that means. He's offering services up for $2. You can only imagine what that would be. He's not. I mean, John Bunday's mother charges more than that. Easy to get into, easy to enjoy, strong opening story. Hey, a couple people now have mentioned the story. You don't sleep on the story. It's not just some 2D game that's mindless running in and killing zombies. That's not what this is. Fantastic game. Highly recommend to anyone who likes old school horror and the SNES console generation. This is a review I really liked. Booted it up and played for 4 hours straight until I realized the time was 4 a.m. Shortly after, I went to work with no sleep. Ended up getting fired due to no sleep. Wife ended up leaving me and took the kids. Missed the car payment. Repo Man came and took the car. Repo Man's got the car now. Wife's left with the kids. Wife's going to take half of everything you own. She's trying to sue you, take you to court, get the retro games. That's what happened to me. Thanks a lot, Karen. I mean, despite all that, the guy then says, this game is extremely good so far. If you are a fan of Resident Evil or classic horror games, this is a must play. At the very end, he says, I just finished the game around 12 hours playtime. I can confidently say this is my favorite classic Resident Evil type game. So even better than Signalis. And he gives it a 10 out of 10 rating at the end.
This whole clinic they're running, it's a sham. They act like it's a mental hospital, but it's really just a rotten prison. No one's getting treated.
I don't understand you. Our baby girl is sick, and you just want to give up?
Why are you staring at me like that, mister?
This island is dangerous, and you owe these people nothing.
I remember you now. I remember everything. The new dawn is upon us.
Next up is an upcoming arcade-style shoot-'em-up called Sonic Wings Reunion. And this is actually the official sequel to the original Sonic Wings, which you might remember if you're a Super Nintendo fan. Sonic Wings was also called Aero Fighters in the West. It's one of the rarest games on the entire Super Nintendo. One of the most expensive, if not the most expensive. I mean, it's pretty, like for standard release titles, I think it actually is the most expensive game. And it's two-player. Aero Fighters was two-player. It's very famous, great two-player shooter. And Sonic Wings Reunion carries that tradition, so it's still a two-player co-op game, just like the original. Now, I do want to show you the chart of Aero Fighters. So it trades for about 2,000 Canadian dollars. Still rising, by the way. So when people tell you that, oh, the retro game prices are crashing, no, they ain't. No, they ain't. They've been going up for 20 years. They ain't going down. So about 1,400 USD, probably 1,500 on average. Oh, look at that. Recent sold listing, $1,500, September 19th. I'm showing you this just because I want you to see that this game is popular. It wouldn't be trading at this price if it wasn't actually good. Okay. Yes, it's rare. When did this come out? Let's check. 94, so it's not a late release title or anything, but probably had a low print run. But it's a very, very, very good shooter. And it's a very popular two-player co-op shooter. And I'm not saying Sonic Wings Reunion is going to be as good as this, but I'm saying it has rare game potential. It is available for pre-order, and it is being released on October 7th, so it's coming out very soon. This is the standard edition. It's a Red Art Games title, so it's a European release. Choose from a variety of aircraft, each piloted by unique characters with distinct abilities, up to 10 playable characters. 2 of them are secret characters. There's an engaging storyline. We don't care about that because it's a shooter. That's not as important. The most important thing with a shooter is adjustable difficulty. I'm not good at shooters. I have to have an easy mode or I can't play the game. This game has an easy mode, and it actually goes one step further. There is a practice mode, and in the practice mode, you can turn on cheats like invincibility. That's only available in practice mode. And you can use practice mode to learn the various patterns of the enemies and the bosses in the game. But the most important thing I want to show you is, number one, there is a collector's edition. You might be interested, but even more importantly, you go on the Red Art Games website, they have an exclusive edition called the Deluxe Edition. You can only get it direct from Red Art Games on the website. It's a little bit more expensive than the standard edition, 40 euros. But here it says they are only producing 500 copies. So this might be something that you rare game hunters and you serious collectors might be interested in. It comes with a booster pack of cards, which is kind of neat. Now, I did notice the collector edition also comes with the booster pack, but the collector edition doesn't say that the quantity is limited. So, for whatever very strange reason, this particular version, it's like the hybrid between standard and collector, that middle ground, only has 500 copies being made. So, if this is going to become a popular shooter, and it definitely has rare shooter potential, it might be highly sought after in the future. I think it's definitely, there's a case to be made that this is going to become a popular game. Now, that said, I want you to know it got mixed reviews. However, all of the reviews that were bashing this, it was basically one of two complaints. Number one, they complained about the price. The game is overpriced. Very expensive. 80 Canadian dollars for this game. This has Dreamcast graphics. This is a Dreamcast game, and they're charging $80, which is absolutely insane. And then a smaller percentage of people complained that it had Dreamcast graphics. But if you're like me, that's not going to bother you. That's part of what it is, and that's actually a net positive for somebody like me. I prefer Dreamcast graphics. I prefer 16-bit style graphics. I prefer Sega Saturn PS1 style graphics. All of these are exactly what I would like to see. So if you take that out of the equation, if you take people bitching about the price out, then everyone is praising this game. Features 10 characters, 8 stages including bonus stages, giant futuristic weapons from the original game, local cooperative play is supported. Conversation scenarios change with cooperative play. The co-op scenarios can be enjoyed in single-player mode as well. Here's a good review here. Andrea Jens says, Aero Fighters Reunion is something I didn't know I needed. So this person is familiar with the OG. An airplane shoot 'em up where you can play as a ninja, a sentient dolphin, a Viking, and a British gentleman. Every combination of characters has a different arcade ending, exactly like in Aero Fighters 2. Every single one. What's that say for replayability? Every character gets a solo ending and 8 team endings. This is bonkers, and I love it. Oh, you can also play as a dolphin. Full support for vertical displays. That might be extra positive for the Nintendo Switch version. As a big fan of the originals and someone who still plays Sonic Wings on the Sega Saturn, I can recommend this to both veterans and newcomers. Game number 3, I have a very unique, absolute hidden gem, 110% hidden gem Metroidvania platformer with combat mechanics in the form of a turn-based RPG mixed with an action rhythm game. It's a very strange and unique scenario going on here, and I didn't even realize what this was when I ordered it. This game is called Worldless, and it is on sale, pre-order from Limited Run Games as we speak. It's game number 301 on the Switch. There's also a PS5 version. This is a game that I would have otherwise ignored, but when I was reading the description, they got me on the description and I ordered it blind. I didn't even know what it was. I literally ordered it based on a couple of sentences here. And the first was right here. Worldless is a stylized 2D platformer with a unique, active, turn-based combat system and a mind-bending interpretative narrative. So that sentence got me intrigued because I like an interesting story. So then I read further. Because the pictures don't show me much. It doesn't look too appealing to me, to be quite honest. I don't like the art style. Some people do. I don't. This is not for me. But I was intrigued and I read on. Mentions that mind-bending narrative once again. And they finally got me by mentioning the music. Indulgent melodies connect to the areas of Worldless on a deeper level with a haunting yet beautiful score. Cherish the moment, define the world, and challenge its secrets in a mysterious and enchanting narrative. So the narrative in the music got me. I decided to take a chance on it. It's this weird hybrid. It's a platformer Metroidvania, but it's also an RPG. But it's also an action game. And it also is going to feel like a rhythm game. And then I didn't know any of that. I did research on this game for this video and I started reading the reviews. I didn't even know it was a PC game. So I cherry picked a few of these reviews, did a little bit of a deep dive looking for the good ones, looking for the passionate ones, passionate gamers. Teresk says, best Metroidvania I've ever played. So far, I haven't beaten Silk Song yet, so I don't know, maybe he's comparing this to Silk Song, and so far, it's better than Silk Song. So if you like that game, because I know that's a popular game, I've seen memes and I've seen people talking about it. So if you like that game, you're probably going to like this game. Imagine if Dark Souls, Hollow Knight, and a high existential philosopher had a baby. And if it hates you specifically, I don't know. I haven't played the game, so I don't know how that relates. This wonderfully stylized game absolutely kicks your teeth in, but somehow convinces you it was fun. Well, if you're a sick, twisted psycho, that might sound appealing. And I know I got some sick, twisted people on this channel. And some of you are downright retarded, and this might be right up your alley. This user says the celestial beings are thick. Damn! 100 out of 10. Just beat the game. I have no clue what happened in the slightest. 10 out of 10. Think about that for a minute. If this guy has no idea what just happened and he beat the game, so he didn't turn the game off, he didn't quit halfway through and say the game sucks. He was having so much fun, he went all the way to the end. Then he gave it a 10 out of 10. I mean, what does that tell you? It's got to tell you something. And he has no idea what happened. I don't post reviews, but the lack of media attention for this compels me. This is an incredible piece of art. Gameplay, smooth and satisfying. Art and graphics, beautiful. Story, mysterious and moving. And you know I like my story. Now, I mentioned this particular review because he's talking about the lack of media attention. And that to me says that this is a hidden gem. And that to me says this game also has rare game potential, has cult classic potential. Now, this guy's talking about a YouTuber named Windet, which I guess is the reason why anybody even knows about this game. Guess this user did a pretty good review on it. Windet sent me here, and I can say with 100% confidence that this game was worth every cent. The art is amazing, the sound design is beautiful, and the combat, as bad as I am at it, is tighter than a Catholic nun. So you know it's tight. This is some tight combat here. Very good game mechanics going on here, I can tell you that. 9.75 out of 10. And by the way, it is difficult. That's the one negative. I'll get that out there right now. It's known for being very hard. The difficulty ramps up big time toward the end of the game. You don't always need to beat the game to be able to get your money's worth and to enjoy the game. I got no problem. If I get to the very end, near the end, and I just can't get any further, as long as I had a good time getting there, I'm going to be okay with that. It's not the first time it's happened. Oh, I liked this review. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but at the beginning, the trailer is very confusing as to what's happening and trying to figure out what the hell this game is. And this guy addressed that in his review. He says, I'm really glad this game has a demo. It's really hard to tell what you're actually looking at in the screenshots and trailers. And it would have been unfortunate to pass on something this unique. The closest thing to this that I can think of is Valkyrie Profile, with a combat system that, while turn-based, involves using your turn to string together combos like an action game. So the combat feels like an action game. But even then, Worldless is structured much more like a Metroidvania than an RPG, with platforming and regular unlocks that give you new options for moving around the map. It has wonderful music as well. I mean, that's all I needed to hear. Geo says it's a shame that this game got basically no marketing. Most of the community discovered the game through a single Windet video. So this is some YouTuber. The only reason this game got where it's at today is because probably a big name YouTuber talked about this game. What an amazing hidden gem. Its gameplay is one of a kind and amazing. The atmosphere, the colors, the music, the animations, everything is just superb. It's criminally underrated. You should play it. And we're going to leave it at that. I had a couple more, but I think that's a great review to end it off. Now we're moving on to game number 4. This is a quirky yet solid, very retro run and gun action platformer called City Hunter. This is another game that is available on pre-order on VGP right now. $64.99 Canadian. And we're going to talk about the price later on because this might not be for everyone. That is a pretty hefty price to pay for what this is. It's not coming out until March 2026, but I do want you to take note that this is the standard edition. Okay, so you can pre-order right now, VGP. However, there is also a special edition coming out from Red Art Games exclusively yet again. In fact, it looks like there's 3 editions. So Red Art Games has the standard edition. Then for the same price, what is this one here? This has got to be something. This must be the deluxe edition. And it's the exact same price, but it only has 500 copies. Now, mind you, I don't know if you can get free shipping, and it looks like it's okay, it's coming out the same date, but only 500 copies on this deluxe edition. They don't have much information out just yet. The full game with a deluxe sleeve. So, I mean, maybe it's only a sleeve. Yeah, they're not giving us any additional information, unfortunately. 500 copies though, so, this might be something that you're interested in if you're willing to pay the shipping. However, that said, there's also the collector's edition, and you cannot get this from VGP. It's not on their website. But it does say, for now at least, unless they're going to update this, it's unlimited copies, so you don't know how many they're going to print. They'll print to demand, perhaps. First item revealed, steel case. The others are coming soon. So we don't even know what this includes yet, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do update it to a certain, update it from unlimited, to be honest with you. This game is a straight remaster of the original City Hunter released by Sunsoft. This is an old Sunsoft game, so you know it's good. Okay, Sunsoft don't make bad games. You ever heard of Batman on the NES or Blaster Master? How about Journey to Silius? NES classics. Sunsoft was king of the world back in the day, and this is a game from 1990. The original City Hunter came out on the PC Engine in 1990. The game is based on some sort of anime, and it has a very famous song that plays at the end of the game, which they've brought back into this new remaster or remake. Gameplay-wise, it is a run-and-gun platformer with a lot of door and room exploration and occasional limited objectives such as find a certain item or rescue a certain characters. The levels are short and they're designed around having to replay the levels to learn the layouts, which was normal back then. That's how it was. The game is difficult. Also normal back then. You're supposed to die a lot to cheap hits, and that's where the memorization comes into play. Like I said, it's a retro game. It's not just a retro style game, it is literally a retro game from the 90s, and they're bringing it over. Now, I think the complaint here is that the game is expensive for what it is, but at the same time, I mean, the PC Engine version here, it is Japanese exclusive. At the same time, this game is very expensive, always has been expensive. Complete in box copy going for around $250. It's definitely an interesting title. I think the $64.99 price tag is a little bit high. Now, when I go on the Steam page, it looks like there's a little bit extra information. Not much, though. They haven't revealed too much, and I mean, maybe that's all there is to it. But it does say this game is more than just a remake. It's a fusion of nostalgia and newness. With multi-language localization, both longtime fans and new players can enjoy the experience without language barriers. Now, my complaint is that they haven't told us what is new. I mean, I would imagine that there's going to be save states and rewind abilities, but how about cheat codes? Like, are you going to add in anything new, or is it just a straight up port? Because if it is a port, I'm not paying $64.99 for it. Or hell, maybe I am, but I'm going to be honest about it. I'm going to tell you it's not going to be easy to pay that much. That that seems a little bit high for what you're offering me. But this type of game also does have the potential to become a rare game that nobody orders, especially with that price tag. So it might end up being one of those games that has a very low print run, and maybe they're expecting to have a low print run on it. And it also might be a game that picks up in popularity later on. I mean, like I said, there's people paying $250 for this game right now over in Japan. $250 because it's a good game. And I could absolutely see this once again becoming one of those games that goes under the radar, and then in 10 years' time, 5, 10, 15 years' time, some guy named Windit goes on YouTube and shouts this game out, and all of a sudden it's a $300 game. Speaking of expensive retro style games, can you see there's obviously a theme here going on today, but this also happens to be the type of games that I like, retro style games. Game number 5 is Starlight Legacy. This game is $54.99 on pre-order right now, coming out December 31st. Looks like the date is subject to change. This is a retro style RPG, A non-linear adventure. Okay, take note, non-linear. So they're trying something a little bit unique because this is a straight up Final Fantasy clone. When I first saw this, I was immediately thinking Final Fantasy 2 for the Super Nintendo, but with better graphics, and I was intrigued by that. But the reason I bring up the price is because the Steam price is so much cheaper. So I think once again they've overpriced the game. Imagine if it was $39.99 instead of $54.99. I don't think it's gonna sell well. Look, 19 positive reviews. Nobody knows about this game. And I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10 RPG. I don't think it is. I don't need to play it to know it's not. But I think there's fun to be had here, and I think nobody's gonna be buying this game. Nobody's gonna have a low print run. Ain't nobody buying it, and I wanna play it. I wanna play this son of a bitch. This game looks fun. Looks great. This non-linear story has me intrigued, especially because it looks like you obviously get some sort of airship where you can fly around. You can fly on something in that Final Fantasy III Super Nintendo style, Mode 7 graphics style. I love that. Explore provinces in any order. Enemies and bosses scaled according to your overall progress. That I absolutely love that because Final Fantasy II, for example, very, very linear. They've completely eliminated that by just having the bosses scale to whatever level you're at. There is an easy mode too. You can cheat. You can cheat the system a little bit, but we're not going to get into that because it's not an overly difficult game anyway. Soar the skies in 3D. Take to the skies in 3D flight sequences to quickly traverse the overworld map. So, I mean, this game's not even out yet on the Switch. Not very many reviews to go by anyway. I don't think there's too much to say about it, but it does have good music. A couple of reviewers have mentioned the music, and that's going to be critical for a game like this, especially in our low budget RPG trying to compete with Final Fantasy. You know, you ain't got Nobu Umatsu on your team, buddy. That guy ain't composing music for you. So you're going to have to pull a rabbit out of a damn hat to try and compete. You need good music. And from the reviews that I've seen, people are complimenting the music, and the music in the trailer had me intrigued as well. You know, if the trailer ain't got good music, the game sure as hell ain't gonna have good music. So the trailer made the cut to have me intrigued. I'm bringing this to your attention because if you're craving an RPG, you might want to look into this one, and this might be able to satisfy an itch that you might be having from getting completely scammed on Chained Echoes. Do you like classic Final Fantasy Pokemon games? How about some kick-ass music like Lufia or Final Fantasy Mystic Quest? Oh, hell yeah. A lot of people don't know Mystic Quest had great music. Give Starlight Legacy a try. This is a real JRPG gem like Arafel and deserves more love and recognition. So this is completely under the radar. I don't know how else to stress it to you. Ain't nobody know about this. So the other reason I brought this game up is because I thought it might be able to scratch the itch if you're looking for a Chained Echoes style game. You know, Chained Echoes is obviously better than this game. 100% no questions asked. But if you're itching for a retro style RPG because First Press Games completely scammed you, because they sure as hell scammed me too, you know they ain't never releasing Chained Echoes. Like, this company is straight up scam. They're run by the mafia. I'm fairly certain. Don't sue me. Please do not sue me. I am not guaranteeing that they are run by the mafia, but it sure as hell seems that way. They just have the website up and unsuspecting victims come and get and make an order thinking that they're actually going to get their game and that they're actually going to make the game. Well, they're never going to make the game. This game is never going to get printed, and they took a lot of people's money, and you can't even get a refund. They do not give refunds, period. They don't even exist. This is just on autopilot. None of these games are ever going to get made. So I've been wanting to play a friggin' good 16-bit RPG for a long time now. I've been craving one, like a new one. So that's what got me interested in this Starlight Legacy game. Maybe somebody out there is interested. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm gonna take my time with it, but it certainly has potential to have a low print run. Could end up being a rare game in the future. Maybe it'll gain a cult following status later on. I don't know. Would it be as good as This Way Madness Lies? This is a great little RPG, nice and short, comedy RPG. Great game. Is Starlight Legacy gonna be that good? I don't know. Maybe it's better. I don't know. That was 5 Nintendo Switch games that you might wanna order right now, today, before they become rare. Every single game has the potential to become rare, and we're just talking potential here for some of you retards out there that are new. Maybe they go down in price. It's all speculation at this point. Modern game collecting is not the same as retro game collecting. Anything can be reprinted at any time, but not everything is going to be reprinted. And not everything is going to even justify being reprinted until perhaps 5 or 10 years in the future when the market wakes up to it and then all of a sudden everyone's wishing that they would do a reprint. Are they going to be doing reprints in 10 years? We don't know. They might be. They probably will be, and it is a matter of fact. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I do have a Patreon. I want to let you guys know I've been posting exclusive episodes on that Patreon. We're talking 30-minute episodes, 45-minute episodes in some cases on that show. Exclusive content just to show my appreciation to the people that appreciate my channel enough that they would like to support me via the Patreon. So if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. I think the minimum donation is only $1. And I do have a tier, an exclusive tier, $69. It is reserved for your mother. But also, I would like you to leave a comment below if you have any ideas for future videos. I'm always open to constructive feedback as well. And let me know, of the 5 games that you just saw, which ones are you interested in? Because I am curious. Is anybody interested in that RPG? Because I know it looks pretty primitive. Well, I mean, the graphics look great. Don't get me wrong. The graphics do look great, but it is a more primitive style of that 16-bit style, like that Final Fantasy II style, right? Chrono Trigger was a different art style than Final Fantasy II. Even Final Fantasy III was an upgrade to the graphics and the art style of Final Fantasy II. So I found that game was like a mix between Final Fantasy III and Final Fantasy II. Don't forget to smash the like button, and I'll see you again next week.